The Minnesota Department of Natural Resources states that there are about 1.4 million licensed fishermen in Minnesota alone. Although fishing can be portrayed as an intense hobby, it is open to anyone. Today I would like to teach you about fish found in Minnesota and some techniques used to catch them. I will be focusing on panfish, walleye, bass, and northern. Bass Pro Shop sponsored fishing expert Mike Webb states that panfish are the most abundant fish group found in Minnesota, and they are also one of the easiest to catch. There are sunfish. There are two types, bluegill, which are green all around and have blues just directly under their gills, and pumpkin seeds that are green all around with turquoise spots and a yellow belly. Sunfish can range in size from golf ball to palm size. Next we have the crappie. Crappies either white or black, the only difference being that the black have darker spots, can range in size from palm to small plate size. Both sunfish and crappies can be found in shallower waters with either sand, mud, or small rocks. Lastly, we have the perch. The most common perch in Minnesota is the jumbo perch, which has a green top along their back, yellow sides, and an orange belly. Jumbo perch are known for traveling in schools. A technique I use to catch panfish is a smaller pole, not in length but in strength, a cigar bobber, which when you pull the spring, you can place it wherever you want. As soon as you let go of the spring, it stays in that place. Next, we have a split shot weight, which does the same. Wherever you place it, it stays. And then we have a small orange hook with a white bead. For line, I use a 4 to 6 pound test because you do not have to worry about the size of the fish snapping on the line or their teeth, because panfish do not have teeth. Speaking of teeth, onto the walleye. According to the DNR, the walleye is the most sought after fish in Minnesota. Walleye are much longer and larger. The fish narrow out as you move from head to tail. Walleye are mostly green with a white underbelly and can range from 10 to 25 inches. I catch walleye using a similar style, but I replace the bobber with a slip bobber, which works. It stops at the bobber stopper, and I put a bead in between the bobber and the stopper so that the line does not slip through the bobber. The bobber stopper you can move any desired depth so that your bait will go deeper or shallower. Next we have the slip weight. The slip weight moves along freely as well, stopping at the swivel. The swivel is put in place so that your weight does not end up on your bait. Oftentimes when your weight is close enough to your bait, fish will see that and it'll scare them away. When fishing for walleye, I use the same setup. On the bottom, a bead and a hook, and my preferred bait is either a leech or a night crawler. I tend to use a heavier weight because, like I said before, walleye have teeth. Another fish that will bite on that setup is a bass. There are two kinds of bass, largemouth bass and smallmouth bass, the only difference being the size of their mouth and slight coloration in their body. Bass are known for their big gut. They are green all around. And according to the American Expedition, bass can live up to 20 years. Another type of bait that bass like is called a spinnerbait. A spinnerbait is a small steel rod that is intertwined to have a bait on one side and a spoon on another. The spoon attracts the fish by shining with the sun, and the bait acts as some sort of live, helpless animal in the water. As you can see, this bait has a much larger hook than our other baits, but you can get away with this because the skirt around the bait covers up the hook. When using a spinnerbait, I use a stronger line because the fish bass way more than walleye and panfish, and I use a steel leader because every once in a while you'll catch a northern. Northern, like walleye, have very, very sharp teeth. Northern are very slimy, long fish and have a grayish, greenish color. Northern bass and walleye can all be found in depths of 10 feet to 25 feet of water. They found in rock piles, mud flats, and sometimes sand when they are mating. When reeling in a bass and northern, they will always put up a good fight. Now that you know more about panfish, walleye, bass, and northern, go out and get your fishing license today.